What's up, guys? Hopefully 93 in the place to be. Welcome to the Bennett Bros Wrestling Corner, episode 5 of season 3. Once again, Chris, because of his work, of his job, is not going to be able, even though you guys were informed today, he's not going to be able to make it for this show. But dang it, holy sugar honey iced tea. We're at the top of the last hour of Raw, and this was the last thing I believe anybody was expecting to happen on this Raw, and that is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, the great one, the Brahma Bull, The Rock, being live in Brooklyn, New York, and not only live in Brooklyn, New York, but cut it off a Rusev promo. Talking about that Bronx. It's here for the captain, Derek Jeter. Oh, hold on. Oh, man. Don't tempt him. That's the spirit rock. Nothing against Russia. It's just you two are a bunch of jerks. All right. Then introduce myself. Yeah. Woo! Nah, I had a credible moment, a much needed moment, because I'm not gonna lie. These the two previous hours were pretty swarmy. I'm not even sure if anybody's commented yet. All we have to do is some comments. Hey, Victus is here. Yep, Nathan. I agree with you too. Glad the Rock was here. I'm tired of this Raw. Needed something. Needed a stimulation because well, I was pretty dismal. Thank you, Rock. You know, like Marvin Fly. Thank you. Thank you. You know, if things actually go through, you know, this might not be the only time we see Rusev get whipped by a great, you know, and I'm referring to, you know, if Kurt Angle, you know, if he comes back, and I really hope that Kurt Angle does come back because even that the man of his age, he still is able to produce. That's why he earned the name the Cyborg. But you know, Cowboy the weird. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna hop on the. I'm on the Q train and I had a car out. I'm gonna give myself a hot dog. It's seeing these kids nerves. You need to realize something. This is more personal between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins than is between Seth Rollins and John Cena. Yes, John Cena, you got, Seth Rollins cost him his title match, but dang it, Seth Rollins almost cost Dean Ambrose not only his career, but his life as well. I really want to know if this guy. I really want to know if some of those people on that train were, plants or, were they actual, were they actual, civilians. 3-on-1 handicap match. But it's a good thing The Rock did come because this week WWE is finally going to do a celebration episode. Episode celebrating the 15th of SmackDown. I don't know why they just. It seems like they always want to do an anniversary show for SmackDown in October for some reason. I don't know why, but it just seemed the way it's been. I mean, when it was the 10th anniversary, they finally made it official in October. The anniversary was in August. So finally getting this 15th anniversary special for SmackDown. I hope it's something, that's not a waste of time, something that's actually memorable. And since, I say that since The Rock, it only makes sense, since The Rock, basically came up with the term SmackDown. That's why the way it's his show. So basically talking about the history of SmackDown. Which started in 1999. You had the pilot, which was in April, but when it really officially took off was August 28th of 1999 when it first aired. With the main event being The Rock versus Triple H for the WWE Championship with Shawn Michaels the referee, and Shawn Michaels costing The Rock the match with a sweet chin music while The Rock was going for the people's elbow. And unfortunately, we never had a match come out of that, unfortunately. So we never got like a classic Rock versus Shawn Michaels match. But, yeah. And, for a good while, SmackDown was not as it was now, where the way you can practically skip, not gonna lie, you can practically skip SmackDown and you won't regret it. For the initial years of SmackDown, SmackDown was a must-see show. Heck, I even go on this. Hey, looking back, from 2002 to 2003, when you had the SmackDown 6, and you had Edge, Eddie Guerrero. You know, the SmackDown 6 was Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, and Rey Mysterio. They were named the SmackDown 6 because for a good period, those six put on the best matches on SmackDown during like the initial months of the brand extension. You had Brock Lesnar on there. You had Big Show in there. You had Matt Hardy coming to his really coming to his own with the version 1 gimmick. Um, you had Taker on there. So, but from like that period, 2002 to when the first year of the brand extension, SmackDown was pretty. I'll go and say was pretty much a better show than Raw. I mean, when I look back on Raw 2003, yeah, Raw 2003 had some moments, but man, when I think about it, man, that stranglehold triple. I'm telling you, that 2002 to that December 2002 to September 2003 championship run. I'm telling you, my personal opinion is probably his worst reign ever. I mean, that stranglehold he had on that belt. And the thing is, it's pretty sad because Triple H, especially at that time, was kind of on the top. Was pretty much still on the top against, especially like in 2000, he was really really top of his game. Now, he was still a credible heel, but pretty much be when the Elimination Chamber. I think that was a perfect way for Goldberg to finally get to beat him. And then came that ended with the sledgehammer. Then when Goldberg beats him out for game, only to lose it a couple months later back to Triple H. I mean, Triple H has such a stranglehold on Raw. I mean, I think the best thing that came out of Raw 2003 was probably the undercard stuff, like Jericho, Goldberg. They were main events, but it didn't main event the pay-per-view. And Shawn Michaels had some good stuff in Raw 2003, but in terms of SmackDown, I mean, Brock Lesnar and Big Show. I mean, compared to the match they had at Royal Rumble to what they were doing from 2002, 2003, pales in comparison. I mean, the 2012 to 2014 stuff pales in comparison to they did their initial stuff. And here comes Paige. I mean, their initial stuff, man, it was really like two bulldozers coming at each other. One small but fast one and one just really large one is coming together. And they, man, heck, the famous, ring collapse match, which I tell you, I do not remember. I think I missed that SmackDown, but it was pretty wild. I mean, what else is some stuff? Here comes AJ. Who is AJ's partner? Is it somebody that's not on the roster? That'd be crazy. There's more surprises. It'd be messed up that they realized that Rock was in the area and they said, "Hey, Rock, we need some help here. This Raw is pretty." I thought she was gonna poke AJ in the eye. Yeah, finally Emma gets some that and show some more of the women other than it's pretty sad that even Marie gets more screen time than Emma. Though chance. Oh, I don't really see how how that actually, really, um, favors AJ because it's just like when it's like when Eddie passed away and Rave stopped getting a chance. Mostly all the chants were Eddie. It's like, come on now, what about him? Ray's no longer value enough to get his own chant. I'm sorry, I'm one that just do the AJ Lee chant. Come on. It's like, oh, I heard one not too long ago, man. It's not that hard. Oh no. Ooh. Oh. Emma's about to win this. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. There you go, Michael. You jinxed it. Oh. But back to SmackDown. I mean, a lot, from 2000 from 99, but then like around, I say like around probably around 2009, give or take. It's probably where the decline of SmackDown probably started. I mean, 2008, you still had some good. You had the Edge and the Edge and the Edge and Undertaker. Oh wow. Oh, and I'm liking the fact that Paige has got those studded gloves. Really make her look really badass. And oh man, that that wasn't very nice, AJ. Man, what's with all these people walking out in their tag team partners? And here we go. See, I knew it. All right, here we go. We got a one for Rome because all the speculation was because it was all on Luke last week that it was a way of showing that an upcoming that push for Luke Harper was coming. I figured I first ew the hell. I figured that maybe they'll do one for. I thought they was gonna do both, on this in the same night, but they didn't. So here's the wrong one. So maybe that stops the speculation of there's just a push for Luke Harper because I thought it was at first. I'm like, because even on main event they just did the one for Luke Harper. I'm thinking, okay, I guess this is a push for Luke Harper. The okay, the pregnant stomach with it's coming pretty creepy. But now we look at SmackDown, like I said, it's really come down to an actual BB show. It's sometimes sometimes it don't even really seem sometimes it really don't even seem really all that connected to the main storylines of of what happens on Raw. And sometimes, be quite honest, sometimes SmackDown comes across as just a Raw recap show. They just show nothing but Raw recap. They don't even do a SmackDown recap unless they don't even like a SmackDown. They used to do both a Raw rebound. No, it used to be the Raw rebound, and I think it was the SmackDown rebound. They just called it the SmackDown recap or whatever. They used to do that for both. Now it's just all Raw. And no, no, but in last year there was some good stuff on SmackDown, like some like 2013, last year 2013, you had Del Rio and Big Show. They had I think that was on the last SmackDown of 2012. I could be wrong, but they had a good last man standing match. The Shield, of course, had some good matches on SmackDown. Trying to think of another match that was pretty good on Smack last year. I know I missed it too, but on the final SmackDown of 2013, Seth Rollins and John Cena put on a great match. Oh man, Sophia. Oh man. But there really haven't been that many historic moments in SmackDown. I think the real last historic moment that happened on SmackDown probably was, well, I'm not gonna lie, the whole thing with Cody Rhodes and Daniel Santos was pretty entertaining. Because most of the stuff that happened between them actually took place on SmackDown. But the Shield getting handed their first official loss that happened on SmackDown, and they made that a big deal. I remember when they lost, Lillian actually said, and for the first time ever in six-man tag competition, the Shield have lost their first match. They made a big thing. But in the years past, SmackDown had just as much historical moments and historical matches in general as Raw. I mean, now who can forget in 1999 when one of my favorite SmackDowns was when Stone Cold went hunting on DX. He set all those traps for him. He set Road Dogg and the bear trap. Don't ask how Road Dogg's leg wasn't bloody or anything. Don't ask. Just suspend some disbelief. Yeah, him tying up, hanging Billy Gunn upside down. Hey, happy 79th birthday to Bruno Sammartino. 79. And still living, still alive and well. In terms of wrestling, the king of MSG. Okay. Oh, someone. What? Hey, Big Rick. Young Jay White. Hey, Malcolm. Outside the opening of Dean, Cena, Seth, and The Rock, has been pretty boring. Yeah, I mentioned that. The first 2 hours. Besides that, the first two hours before that. Besides that, before the Rock thing, the first 2 hours was Raw. Pretty meager. Oh yeah, 2K15. Younger SmackDown now is being so destructive. Basically, just like I said, basically a recap of Raw. It's sad that they'll spend 20 minutes showing the Raw show, and it's sad because SmackDown has had great moments that rival Raw. Exactly. And Big Rick, where does The Rock get the time to appear? I mean, he's very busy with his acting career. People still question his loyalty to the WWE. Oh. And what's funny is, to this day, people still question, even after he finally came back, there's some people out there that still question Oh, that was a pretty light hit, Sheamus, but especially for you. That was a pretty light hit. But wait, hold on. They really get along with each other. Oh wow, let's go Sheamus chin. Can't believe it. Okay, wait. Yeah, he was still. Yeah, even still then, people were still questioning the Rock going to the WWE. I mean, even when he finally came back, and and then he didn't. Once he didn't come back for the next Raw, people are like, "Oh, you see what I mean?" I mean, come on, you guys gotta remember the guy is an active movie actor right now. That's his primary thing. And but you know, I even have I had no idea he was even in New York. I had no idea that he was coming. Squad really did not prove, that he was given a shot and that and what have you. But unlike Brock Lesnar, he made it to all his pay-per-views that when he was champion. Brock Lesnar seemed like it's going to miss, Hell in a Cell and if he's there, he might not even be in ring action. But once again, they're not going to bring up the whole 30-day rule, which they should, but they're not. But because men don't fear swords, time is. I was trying to tell Chris, go listen to the TV spot Dracula Untold, and you hear how he says it. Because men don't fear swords. They fear me. Okay, Nathan, there has been a lot of speculation about Steve Austin working with WWE on positive terms of the company at WrestleMania 31 or even WrestleMania 32. PW Insider confirmed that there has been talk within WWE of Austin having a great role in the company next year. No word yet on what kind of role that could be. We know this weekend that Austin casually mentioned on a recent podcast that he's training for a comeback. Yeah, I saw on Facebook the picture of, I guess it was a Bleacher Report article mentioning that. And if Austin is getting ready for a comeback match and they just say comeback, it seems like for an official or for an official comeback. I mean, it's not just one match; it's like a comeback tenure. It's like Goldust just did. Oh man, I'm all for it. I mean, the big Stone Cold fan now, yeah, man, I'll be all for it. Like, even if he's, well, since he says straight for coming, I mean, he's going to be an in-ring action. I wouldn't mind him, you know, reprising his role as, the sheriff of Raw. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind him being like, just like how Chris said, Sting could be, being like the antithesis to the Authority. Because boy, do we need one. Excuse me, I think I just burped. Invictus, I was hoping they would give Naomi another push. Teaming with AJ would have been interesting. Yeah, oh, stomp on the foot. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that Naomi will get another push. Maybe she will down the road, but I thought kind of immediately. I thought, oh, I thought, that she'll probably get one. She'll probably get another crack at Paige. But once Paige lost to AJ, I'm like, okay, that another Paige and AJ match is going to come because. Oh, wait. Were they really okay? See, now I'm taking them back. Was the first time where they chanted Sheamus or they were chanting Sandown? Now it just got louder. I'm telling you, that first time before they went to come out, sounded like Sheamus. Yeah, it's gotta be bothering me. Oh! So, then when Naomi came back and when Naomi came back and debuted that new submission move. I thought I thought that okay, they're gonna push for it, and lately I knew that I read that she had a match with Paige on SmackDown, but her appearances have been kind of very sporadic. You never know when they're gonna come, and then they just go. It's not like AJ and Paige where and Brie and Nikki, and I can understand because they're in their own angles. So okay, but heck, I believe Summer and Layla their appearances have been more consistent than Naomi's for sure. And his Sheamus, he bleeding from his elbow. I think 2002 was SmackDown defining year of debuts of Cena, Lesnar, Ray, and Orton. Well, yes, but don't remember, Lesnar actually debuted on Raw. He debuted, I believe, the Raw after WrestleMania 18. But nonetheless, yeah, SmackDown in 2002 had a lot of debuts of what I wouldn't say Ray would be a future. I wouldn't say Ray would be considered a future star, but in terms of WWE, yeah, become a future star though because in WCW, Ray never really reached really that superstar. That in terms of the cruiserweight division, yeah, he did, and he was still known around the world. But he really became, he really broke through that glass ceiling in WWE. He actually was given a chance. I mean, there's some people that make that superstar status even before they come to, but Ray, he really got that real superstar status. He became freaking world great champion, WWE champion, and Intercontinental champion, and tag team. You know, he did. He wasn't just, yeah. He first started with actually, no. His first championship wasn't even a cruiserweight belt. His first championship, was a tag team with Edge. So, and this is how Miz is going to get his United States Championship match. And, the inconsistency of that, because Alicia Fox just beat AJ, and, where's her title match? But, yeah, Cena had his historical debut on SmackDown, Orton had his debut on SmackDown. Ray's debut was memorable because not only did he have a good match with Chavo Guerrero, which actually had some build because you had Chavo basically, expression, his dislike that, Ray was getting all this hype and stuff. But, later in the night with Edge and Jericho.
Where's that charger?
Oh, no.
Quit had it.
He took it with him.
Wait.
Yep. Yep. All right, in 2003, yeah, you had Hulk Hogan, a constant presence on SmackDown. So, what I was saying about Ray, later on tonight, Edge and Jericho have a cage match, and a cage match I haven't seen in a while because I really remember watching that match, and I really liked it. And later at night, when the Un-Americans, interfered, Ray would climb the freaking cage and dive off and freaking cross by them. It was awesome. So around that time, WWE really did a good job in making these debuts really memorable. I'm not gonna lie, Ray's debut was very memorable. John Cena's debut, even though right off the, initially, he didn't go on to have a main event program right off of his match with Kurt Angle, but it still gave you the sense that, okay, there's maybe something to this John Cena guy. Because he had a great debut match with Kurt Angle. All right, Big Rick, what role do you see The Rock playing, especially as he interrupted Rusev? Because of the shocking return, because it was so shocking, I really don't know. That could have just been a one-shot thing because Rusev is still in something with Big Show, unless that was planting a seed that, Rock could possibly have a comeback match against Rusev. For right now, I'm just going with a one-shot thing, maybe like how with Austin, Austin will come back and stun somebody, will stun a heel, and it probably, it didn't really, amount to, like a match or anything with Austin. You didn't really hear the next week the heel come out and call Austin out and have him for a match. And most of them didn't lead that. So maybe that's how it is with, with The Rock. It was a surprising thing. Nobody saw it coming. I didn't even know he was even in the New York area. I give him credit for the shout out to, the captain himself, Derek Jeter. He retired not too long ago. Yeah. I realized that, Rock that was a Iron Mike Tyson Brooklyn jacket. It's on allergy day. Oh. Good. Okay, Young Jamal again. I don't understand why Miz and his clone aren't a tag team. Once again, I don't disagree with your idea of Jay, of them being a tag team. I mean, but it seems like they're going with Sandow is only his stunt double, so I'm guessing that's the reason why they're not. But hey, I say go for it. Have them be a tag team.
Okay.
Have them be a tag team, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest Miz fan, but I still get a chuckle when I see them, when see Miz doing this thing and then Sandow imitating like that. It's pretty, it's pretty humorous. We just saw an ad for, a promotion video for, the 15th anniversary. Yeah, who can forget when, during the build-up for Backlash 2000, when the word was that Austin was present and, DX 2000 was searching for what the McMahon Helmsley faction was looking for him, and turns out he was outside with his own forklift, which was Austin Deconstruction, and he freaking, believe it or not, hopefully the Brooklyn crowd accepts this more than they did with Katie Lee and oh god, Hoa from the Today Show. That was a pretty once again meager segment. And I really hope that all the money that people get to the Synergy Come is actually going to, the research and, the care, because in some cases, just like with, the LS even reported that I forgot how much percentage of the donations actually went towards, the research and everything to ALS, and, it's kind of pretty unfortunate. One of my friends who has like his own like film, camera, photo industry. He called Celestial Images. They was actually able to make their own support. Breast cancer awareness shirt. And I actually complimented on. He said, "Buy one." Like I said, I was thinking, well, if I had, whenever I get the money, to buy it, heck, I'll buy it. I even take a yeah, buy it. Yeah, I told him that I would buy one. I'll even take a picture of it with me wearing it too. Oh, but I was gonna say yeah, but no, what Austin, believe it or not, he was able to destroy the DX bus with a, I believe, just a cinder block that he just dropped the cinder block through the middle and it blew up. Boom, boom. You know, um, uh, Remember in 2001, the which was the, yes, you want to say the kayfabe reason for why they made the new SmackDown set with the fist was when Rhino freaking gored Jericho through the Ovaltron. Remember that? That was like the kayfabe reason for the new set being brought in onto SmackDown with the fist. Which was a pretty innovative set too. I remember last week we was talking about pay-per-view sets. Well, in terms of just sets, period, the SmackDown set from 2000, from 2001 to the 2007. You know, no, was it 2007? No, it was the 2000. No, it was the 2008. Yeah, the 2008 because the HD thing did not come in the first week of 2008. So yeah, from 2001 to 2008, that set with the fist was awesome. It really was. But once again, I mentioned about matches. You can forget the Brock. I mentioned before when I was talking about Brock Lesnar, the Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle. The Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle Iron Man match. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the only. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But if I'm not mistaken, that was the first and only Iron Man match to take place on a SmackDown. I believe it was. Yeah, a big wreck. Austin blowing to the DX bus was one of my favorite moments. I love the mayhem of Austin. He was a modern version of the Western Outlaw folk there. I'll tell you, man, it's always like this for Austin. You knew it was thing. You knew you knew what he was gonna do. You knew he was gonna, cause mayhem and cause havoc. You just never knew how he was going to do it. You knew what he was going to do. You just didn't know how he was going to execute it. How was he going to, produce? You just never knew that. You knew what he would do, not how. Hold up, guys. Here comes Johnny Boy. The young Jay Way. One of my favorite moments of SmackDown was the end of the Kiss My Ass Club with The Rock and Vince. Oh yeah, yeah. The supposed end of the Kiss My Ass Club, because it will be brought up again. I believe that was happened in 2002. So practically, I think about 4 years later, it'll be Vince will bring it back up. So, but yeah, at that time, it looked like that was gonna be the end of the Kiss My Ass Club, which it ended with Rock shoving Vince McMahon's face into Rikishi's ass. I mean, at one point, it looked like, and Vince was all for it. He was gonna be all up in Trish Stratus's ass, but Rock duped him big time. Hey man, what Triple? It's just me. I hope it's not just me. But did Triple H really come across like Vince in that segment with John Cena backstage? That just came across something that Vince McMahon would do. Just you can just tell, just sarcasm, just full of crap. But he still, I believe in you. I just see you can just see Vince doing that's something like Vince would do in the past. And he really came across like Vince in that segment. That sarcastic, putting somebody over, putting their greatest abilities over, but deep down inside, they really don't. He really doesn't mean that. You can tell Brock Lesnar's not going to be at Hell in a Cell. They barely even bring him up unless they talk about John Cena, being close to beating him. Yeah, the rule was that Seth Rollins had to start. Yeah. Yeah. True to his word, exactly. Right there. He started the match, but took the chicken way out. Oh, okay. Again, another moment for me was it was the greatest Fox fight of all time by Eddie from the top of the steel cage on the JBL. Yeah, man, the steel cage, man. I know the JBL. He had two kind of memorable steel cage matches on SmackDown. I think the one with Benoit kind of gets swept under the rug. I think they had one in 2006 when they were feuding for the United States Championship. Um, but I think I know why, because they're the one where Eddie Guerrero stands out because of that moment. You had, we've seen, you had Superfly, do it from the cage, but it's pretty sad that Eddie didn't. That wasn't the end of the match when Eddie hit the frog spot from the steel cage, but and then Eddie got grand luchador. Turned out to be none other than King Baldy himself, Kurt Angle, and and that led to them having a match at SummerSlam, which was the rematch to their WrestleMania match, where Kurt Angle will go on to win. Another pretty special moment for SmackDown. Um, and I just watched it. Like about like a month ago, I was like watching a lot of um, like a lot of like returns and stuff, or like brawls and I remember Batista's return in 2006. He beat the hell out of Mark Henry, and it was almost like now I look back on it, it was like, what was the point of what was a blockbuster? What was the point of them actually having a match at Great American Bash if Batista just obliterated? He just beat his ass. What is the point of him having to pin him in a match? I mean, he just showed that he just got his revenge on Mark Henry. Now I look back, I'm like, you know, it's kind of it's kind of pretty good that Mark Henry did, now it's not good that Mark Henry got hurt, but figured that match didn't take place because Mark got hurt, and I think Kennedy replaced Mark Henry. But it was almost like, what was the point of having after Batista just beat the hell out of him on his return? That was the payoff. He beat the hell out of him. Yeah, the Seth Rollins, he came during the match. No! He didn't come after. Oh, look out. Oh, look out. Oh, there we go. Shoulder block. Here we go, man. Shoulder block. Here come a duck. And spin out by It's a little bit of the five knuckle shuffle. It's not even a shuffle anymore. It's not even a shuffle. Wow. Yo, that's again. Just like they showed on Smackdown, the same thing. See, this is what Eric got booed into it. How was that a disqualification? I mean, Libra has till 5 to get out before they get disqualified. Now it's just like you just come and break up some disqualification. Like, come on now. And they're never consistent with it because we see it. We saw it a lot during the Usos and Usos and Wyatt family matches. Here comes the lunatic fringe. Well, did he get that all the way from Coney Island? We seen all. Wait, this Dean Ambrose has something in his he has something in his pocket. We've seen the beer truck with Austin. We've seen Milkomania. Think we're now going to get Hot Dog Mania, or I guess not. Oh my God! Look out! Oh! I don't know, where did I see the ketchup and mustard in the holsters like guns? Nah, it's got a mustard stain. See, Orton should have been in the ketchup because he's tomato head Orton. Wow. Wow. I believe it was SpongeBob where I've seen the. Look out! Yeah, that's why his suicide should be called now Air Lunatic. Sauerkraut. I'm not a big fan of sauerkraut, I might add, by the way. All right, Big Rick. Have a good lunch. Thanks for being here. No. Oh! Whoa! The FU. You see, during this, actually during the Smackdown days, it was the FU. Which started off as a parody to went to the F5, when it was his rival. Oh boy. Here comes Hunter. God, it's always grinding the side of his lip. Telling you, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be a 3-on-2 handicap Hell in a Cell match. And it's pretty ironic if just like my friend Nate predicted, Marlon Ambrose. I think it's Seth Rollins that's going to hell. Oh, man. Wow! The Future Shock DDT. You don't mess with a guy who comes on a hot dog vendor. Come on, Ambrose. It's Ambrose. It's Ambrose and Ron that deserves this Hell in a Cell spot. Be the culmination of their feud. Finally, actually living up to what the hell that's actually going to be living up to what it's supposed to be. Remember what Ambrose said, Cena. Nobody takes food off his plate. Come on, Ambrose. You deserve it more. Come on. Come on now. Nobody can disagree. Ambrose deserves it more. This is more personal between him and Ambrose than it is with John Cena. When I say with Ambrose, I mean with Ambrose and Rollins than it is with Cena and Rollins. Let's see if there's any more comments before I wrap this up. Okay, we got a favorite match of all. Invictus, I hate the way Dean Ambrose punches those rapid, non-connecting air punches. I hate them. I believe you've mentioned this before, Invictus, back when during their Shield days. Back during his Shield days. I mean, I find them freaking funny. I mean, now, if you know, you saw him really connect. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of air. There's a lot of air between those punches. I guess that's the main reason why you don't like them. But if they're like really connecting, because you know, Taker used to throw those rapid punches, and you actually would see them. Some of them can. They all play up with Dana. They all play up to his very erratic, very eccentric attitude. But I'm guessing you just wish that there wasn't so much air between those punches that they made contact. But I just find the fact that he but Young J-Way, my favorite match from SmackDown all time is the Angle versus Lesnar Iron Man match. Talk about classic. Yeah, man, Angle versus Lesnar, September 2003. That was a classic. It told a great story. It really did. You have Brock Lesnar intentionally gives up the squad fight only to follow up with a pin. I remember he cracked. He cracked Kurt Angle with a chair, got himself squad fight, but then got the pinfall right away. Man, it was just good storytelling. Really, it really was. I'm just trying to remember. See, now thanks to Dean Ambrose with the whole freaking ketchup and mustard in the holster. I'm trying to remember, where did I see that from? I believe it was a SpongeBob cartoon. I believe it was an episode of SpongeBob where I saw that. But once again, Dean Ambrose brings it fun. I mean, Dean Ambrose, with the exception of, I think Dean Ambrose, I think, I think the Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, John Cena segment, but more importantly, I think The Rock, because I'm not gonna lie, these Raws, and once again, you don't really hear a lot of people agreeing with Vince Russo a lot. But when he had that open letter for the McMahon family about Raw, and I had to agree with him. These past Raws, if it is true, like, thing is, Nate, you said that about how the last Raw, the script wasn't done until it wasn't done until they were on air. It was like they were being finished while they were on air. It's the first time that's been, brought up before, but you can't have stuff like that. I mean, if it is true, you can't be still finishing the script while you're on air. You know what I mean? You're live. You're doing this live. So, but these past Raws, they've been, pretty meager at best, man. And they hear that meager is at best. At the most, they've been meager. So, describe at worst, it'd be a pretty much, like disaster or something, But I'm being nice and saying at best, they've been pretty meager. My friend Nate would just say that sucked, that show sucked ass. I just want to say, by the way, if this is supposed to be a heel turn for Mark Henry, which it looked like it was going to be on from the last Raw, then dang it, then Michael Cole and freaking, it just can't be JBL actually bringing up good. I mean, like, you got freaking main event. Bo Dallas got World Strongest Slam twice after Mark Henry, got himself the squad fight. And you got Michael Cole. He's not even like, oh, Mark, what are you doing? All right, okay, enough is enough. No. He's like, well, Dad, that's what I'm like. So now all of a sudden you're supporting us. You're supporting, needless, post-match attacks. Oh, he was preying on Mark Henry's emotional state. And now you're making excuses for the first match where both guys got dominated, and then he made one good evasion and capitalized on it. Now, he was preying on the fragile state of Mark Henry. Seemed like Mark Henry knew he had a match, and so come on now. And he was doing good for himself until he missed that vein. Like, come on now. If this would be a heel to Mark Henry, then man, I don't know why Michael Cole is trying to justify every heelish thing that Mark Henry is doing right now. But when actual heel does it, he's all, this is wrong. Come on now. And the same thing for King. Like, now, you just can't be JBL, who still to this day, I'm really not a big fan of JBL's current stuff, because, but come on now. Man, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. But anyway, thanks for joining Oakland 93. Once again, delivered on twice the fun. Unfortunately, Chris was not able to make it due to his job. But thanks for joining me, and thanks for giving your input on the history of SmackDown, which overall has a great history. It's just these past couple of years, it just really hasn't been all that great. But still, I know that SmackDown has had as many great matches and moments as Raw has. I know that for a fact because I've seen mostly every SmackDown. I maybe missed the first show, but I've mostly seen every SmackDown. I mean, in the past, I've mostly seen every SmackDown. And I'm just going to end with my favorite SmackDown intro theme was trying to remember the theme name. Hold up, look it up. Not Rise Up. There we go. I want it all. For that 2003, 2004, that almost like rap like intro, man, that intro used to pump me up for SmackDown. I could not miss that intro. If I was doing something, I would at least rush in to see that intro of SmackDown. I want it all. And that's why I love Here Comes the Pain, because that's the intro. But anyway, thanks for joining me for episode 3 of episode 3, episode 5 of season 3 of the Bennett Wrestling Corner. Hopefully, once again, there's no guarantee, but hopefully, Chris will be back for next week's show. I don't know. Probably take next week's show since it's going to be a holiday, Columbus Day. But, if there is a Wrestling Corner, hopefully Chris will be able to make it. But if not, once again, the Wrestling Corner is in good hands with yours truly, Hopefully 93. Malcolm, it's all good. Any hockey fans out there, hockey season starts this week. Pulling for, Rangers after their memorable season, even though it did end, end with a Stanley Cup, victory. Still be forever memorable because nobody predicted them to make it that far. I would not doubt the Kings having another great season. They've always been on top of their game. Same thing for the Blackhawks. Same thing for hopefully the Ducks. have a real, come back strong. Um, I don't know for sure when the NBA season starts. I think it's late October, but I know for sure this week hockey season starts. Oh yeah, and by the way, congratulations to the Kansas City Royals for making it to the. I know, yeah, the Orioles have made it too, but man, the Royals, man, I this is just an amazing season for them. They're making it to the ALCS. They're one series away from making it to the World Series. They haven't been in the World Series since 1985. So, if they're able to do it, my hat's off to them. My hats off to Kansas City, period. But other than that, this is Oakland 93 and the place to be. Stay cool, stay frisky, and I bet you that after seeing Ambrose, you're probably thinking of having a hot dog right now because he's the lunatic fringe. And if that guy brings a hot dog to you, to your front door, you better give it to him. Other than that, peace. Yeah.